Hi, Shalom Aleichem. It's a wonderful question. It's a fantastic question that you ask, that actually other people have asked, and we've answered it, Baruch Hashem, but I think it's time to make a little bit of a recording for other people to know the answer. The question is, well, first off, everyone knows that the halacha that the Rambam writes in Isurei Be'ah, that a Jew is not allowed to waste seed. No one's allowed to waste seed, even non-Jews. Some say that in the regards to the non-Jews, although we see from the Genesis where it talks about Eren Onan, the sons of Yehuda, that it's a Hashem. They weren't Jewish, obviously. There wasn't Judaism yet. We see that it's considered disgusting and hated by Hashem. But some say, some say that everyone's not allowed, but some say that the non-Jews also are not allowed. It's considered disgusting, but it's not as bad as for a Jew. Either way, who would want to be disgusting in the eyes of Hashem? But that's not the question. The question is, if it says in the Rambam that you're not allowed to waste seed, if the Shulchan Aruch calls wasting seed the biggest sin in the entire Torah, if the Zohar Kadosh says that a person that wastes seed on purpose goes to Gehenom and doesn't leave, so we see here this is a very big sin. But now there's a question. The question is, why is it a sin for a man to waste seed, whether it's by himself or it's with his wife, but in an inappropriate way, by, let's say, for example, wearing a condom, which in the secular upside-down world they call protection, but in reality it's destruction. Why is it a sin for the man to waste seed, but for a woman to take a birth control pill or to take one of these suppositories in that area to kill the seed? Why is that permitted? So first and foremost, the person should know that it's not automatically permitted. It's not automatically permissible for every woman to use a birth control pill of any kind or a suppository. It's not permitted for everyone. It's only permitted under rabbinical instructions where they see that this woman perhaps she just had a baby, so she's not physically fit, mentally fit to have another baby. There has to be some type of break between births for both physical and mental reasons, psychological reasons. Or she's just not physically fit in general, or she's not mentally capable of handling another child, or she's sick and it would put her at risk. They just don't feel like having a kid. That's never permissible. In Judaism and Torah Judaism, it's never permissible to just take a birth control pill just because you don't feel like having kids. That's a sin. So if somebody goes to their rabbi that has Yirat Shamayim, and the rabbi says, yes, you fall under these conditions where it's permissible for you to take birth control pills for a specific amount of time. It's not in perpetuity. It's for a specific amount of time, or another 6 months, another year, whatever it is. It's a case-by-case basis. And usually the case-by-case basis is a dynamic situation where you review the case every several months, every year, depending on the situation. The point is, even if you fall under those circumstances, where it's permissible for you to, in essence, take birth control pills, why can't you just use a condom? Why can't the man do it? Why is she allowed, not allowed? So the answer is the following. The mitzvah of not wasting seed is specifically talking about how it's not allowed to destroy the man's seed to the extent where it leaves no possibility for a child to be brought to the world. So here is the significance. So if, let's say, for example, a man wears a condom or otherwise, then that in essence leaves a 0% chance, a virtually 0% chance of there being a baby born, because you're directly interfering with the seed. You're directly interfering with the seed. Now, if a person, let's say, for example, is with his wife and nothing comes out of it, that has nothing to do with it. Why? It doesn't have nothing to do with him. Why? Because Hashem decides nothing's going to come out of it. Hashem decides, which seed will work, which seed not. And the Gemara in Masechet Nida says that there's a malach named Laila. Laila comes to Hashem, and Laila says, Hashem, anything is going to happen with this seed, and Hashem decides if something will happen with this seed or not. But the point being here is that when a person wears a condom, he's destroying the seed directly. But when a woman takes a permissible birth control pill or a suppository of some kind, that is not 100% destroying the seed. That is a way to destroy the seed if Hashem decides for it to work or not. There's no guarantee that it'll work. You're not directly destroying all possibilities as if somebody ejaculated outside of the body, where it's 0% chance. You're not directly interfering it where you've put something to block it directly, like a piece of plastic to block it. There's a pill that's interfering with the hormones, but still, nonetheless, there are plenty of births that happen regardless of birth control or not. So in essence, this is something that is not directly destroying the seed, and thereby that is the reason for the permission. This is also the reason why, even though obviously men and women are not always fertile, especially in a woman's case, at some point in her life, she may, she has menopause, she can't have kids anymore, but still the Torah commands us, according to the Ketubah that every Jewish person signs, every man signs, he's obligated to be intimate with his wife whenever she wants. Not whenever he wants, whenever she wants. So if she's 60 years old or 70 years old and she wants to be intimate with her husband, he has to even stop his learning Torah and go be with her. So what about the fact that there's no possibility of a child coming out of it? Or better yet, if she's already pregnant, you can't be pregnant twice. Still, the Torah commands us to fulfill that mitzvah. Why? Because the ona'ah, that is a mitzvah of its own. Whether something will come out of it or not, whether there's going to be fruit as a result of our actions, that's not up to us. It's not up to us in reproduction. It's not up to us in business, le'avdil. It's not up to us in learning Torah. It's not up to us in anything. In reality, what Judaism teaches us, what the Torah, the Holy Torah teaches us, is that we are only responsible to be soldiers of Hashem, to do His will as He dictated it, not as we feel like it. Whether the outcome will be what we desire for it to be, what we thought it was going to be, is not a part of the equation, should not be part of our equation, should not even be the reason why we do it. The only reason we're supposed to do things is because Hashem commanded us. Hashem commanded us to try to have kids. Pull, that's the mitzvah. Pull, in Sefer Bereshit, it's the first mitzvah. Pull, bring children to the world. It doesn't say you're going to be responsible in a sense that, if it doesn't work, then you get punished. No, chas v'shalom. What does it say? You go try. Whether Hashem decides to make the seed and the egg combine and then end up becoming a neshama, and that is only decided by Hashem. We're only obligated in a sense of effort. The same thing with every other mitzvah. We are obligated to try our best, our very, very best, to fulfill the mitzvot. Whether we end up becoming Talmidei Chachamim, big Torah scholars, whether we end up becoming parents to 10 kids, whether we end up, becoming, the biggest tzaddikim of the generation, whether the mitzvah, even if let's say we tried really hard to raise money to donate it, and then we ended up losing the money, so we tried, we gathered the money, then we ended up losing it. It's not our fault that we lost it, unless we were intentionally careless. But the point is that we are only obligated, Torah only obligates us in the mitzvah of trying our very best, and that's why one of the 13 principles of faith is that Hashem knows what's in our heart. Hashem knows what's in our minds. Meaning, Hashem really knows if we really tried. If we really tried, then we get the mitzvah as if we've completed it 100%. But if we don't try, then we get punished because we didn't even try. So the mitzvah of Pu'ubu is a very, very critical mitzvah. A person needs to know that with every child, there's new parnasah that comes from Shamayim. No woman in the world, no man in the world should ever even contemplate, should I have kids or should I not have kids based on money. Why? Because if money is the reason why you didn't have a kid, you're making a very, very big sin. And the reality is you're also destroying your own parnasah, because every kid comes with parnasah from Shamayim. Every kid comes with parnasah. So that $1 million that you want to have before you have your next kid may actually come with the kid. It may be that fourth or fifth kid or the second kid, or whatever it is, or the first kid, that you're saying, I'm not going to have him until, I'm not going to have her until I have this money. No, that's the mistake. That's the mistake that the Satan helps us make. Why? He says, don't have the kid until you have money. Hashem says, no, no, no. The money, it comes with the kid. The money comes with the kid, not the opposite. Not the opposite, where you think you're going to get the money on your own, then the kid's going to come. So the purbu is a very important mitzvah. It's very, very critical for the man to play his role, for the woman to play her role, and to realize that the way that we're going to bring Mashiach Tzidkenu, the Gemara says, Mashiach is not going to come until all the neshamot come from the guf. The guf means body, but in the Gemara language, it's referring to a heavenly place in Shamayim, where all of the souls that were in Mount Sinai have to come out of there and come to this world and do tshuva in order for the Mashiach to come. So every time you bring a little neshama to the world, just know that little neshama is a big neshama, that Hashem has been waiting for that neshama to come to the world for 3,300 years and do tshuva. So it's allowed to have breaks, obviously, and even recommended to have breaks in between children for health reasons, but not for financial reasons, not for I don't feel like it reasons, not after my vacation reasons. Those are the reasons of the Satan himself. So again, the issue is when a man is using what they call protection, but in reality spiritual destruction, when a man wears it, he's destroying all chances of any type of thing happening. When a woman uses a pill, in essence, she's lowering the possibility, but not destroying it directly and not interfering with it directly, which in essence means that Hashem says, you know what, if I want the kid to come, it come anyway in a natural way. And that's the thing. You could always say, yeah, but if Hashem wants it to have a kid, he can have a kid even without the husband. Yes, you're right, 100%. But Hashem does not want to recreate nature. He doesn't want us to rely on supernatural. So even if a woman uses a birth control pill and Hashem still wants a child to come to the world, he wants a special soul to come to the world, it would still be considered natural and normal for the child to come, even if it's as a result of, after the fact of her using some type of suppository or other hormones that to stop it. Needless to say, but still in our generation necessary to say, I guess, abortions are 100% murder. Abortions are 100% cold-blooded murder. A person that has an abortion is murdering a life, Jew or non-Jew, is murdering a life in cold blood. The Gemara tells us that on the 40th day, the neshama is put into the body. Some even say it's at the Rabbi Yehuda Nasi says it's actually immediately as the seed itself already has a soul in it. So even destroying the seed is considered murder. But of course, we know that regardless, even scientifically proven that on the 40th day, it's a living being. The fact that it's inside a body does not change that status at all, not one bit. So a woman that has an abortion, either as a result of her anxiety or financial problems or because of some idiot man that influenced her to have an abortion, should know that she will have to go up to Shamayim one day and pay the bill for murder. Even though it was a baby that was 2 months old or 3 months old or 4 months old, and she's like, oh no, it's only a piece of meat. All right, well, if you actually want, you can look online. There are organizations that fight this stupidity, this ignorance of this generation in regards to abortion, and they show you what does the baby actually look like, what does the embryo look like at 3 months old, at 2 months old, and you'll see it's literally 100% a human being with hands, with arms, with legs, with ears, with eyes, with the brain, with everything. It's just small. It's just small. And there's actually one doctor that's trying to do tshuva after performing over 1,000 abortions. And he's online giving videos and lectures explaining to people how it's 100% murder. Showing pictures, showing videos. The whole organization actually run by a Jewish woman that is fighting this evil organization called Planned Parenthood that is convincing people that it's just a piece of meat and nothing, it's not really murder. So you should know that using this protection is destruction. And even to use something that's permissible like a birth control pill or a suppository must be guided by a rabbi that has yirat shamayim, that understands and knows the people, understands the halacha, knows what's allowed, knows what's not allowed, knows the people of what, what's motivating them to do such a thing, and so on. It's very, very important to have emunah in Hashem in this world, because without having emunah in this world, without having emunah in Hashem, we're just committing suicide. Every day we're suffering because we don't know what to do. So if you're worried about money, and that's the reason you're not thinking about having kids, then you should know that you have no emunah in Hashem. Why not? He has emunah in you. Why don't you have emunah in Him? He believes that you'll do tshuva. He believes that you're going to do good. So why don't you have emunah in Him, that since He provided you everything up to this point, He'll provide you what you need now that you're having a kid. Even more so when you're bringing a righteous baby to the world, He has even more of a reason to give you good things. So B'ezrat Hashem, this answers the question for anyone. If you have any more questions, please feel free to ask, but hopefully this gives everyone a good, clear understanding of what's allowed and what's not allowed, at least to the surface of the issue. Of course, there's more intricate details that we can learn about this sugya, this question, but nonetheless, a person should never ever just assume something. Always double check, always look in the books, always look for the rabbis to tell you exactly. And even if a rabbi says, ask him, what's the source? Where's the book? Can you show me? Can you show me? If they can't show you, then we have a problem. Then you have to go find it on your own, because if there's no source for it, then it's not true. If there's no source for it, then it's not true. So B'ezrat Hashem, this gives us chizuk, and B'ezrat Hashem, each one of us will bring more holy souls to the world, and Mashiach Tzidkenu will be one of them. Kol tuv, v'atzlacha rabah.